going on, everybody? Welcome back. My name is Leader4. Today, I want to welcome you guys to my YouTube channel. So today, I want to do a little introduction video. We got a little bit of a, I guess, a vlog or a range day. I don't want to try to range for y'all today. So, you know, we're gonna go ahead and get it started. Just woke up not too long ago. I had to go put my son down and, you know, well rested. So yeah. So just a little bit about me. My name is Leader4. My dad actually has a YouTube channel. He inspired me to go ahead and start my own. His YouTube channel is going to be linked down below. Like, comment, and subscribe on his videos. He got very great content. Been doing it for quite some time now. So it's time for me as a son to go ahead and, you know, pick up the hatchet and keep it going. But yeah, his YouTube channel is Big Less ENT. So just click the link down below. But yeah, today we're going to go to Elm Fork shooting range just nearby my apartment now here in Irving. It's really nice. It's outdoor range. I like that it's nice, secluded. You know, you can really get your shots in, your sights. You know, get your nice little range time in, get your, you know, ready, set, all of that together. So that's why I really like going there. Plus, you can't be close. I know a lot of people like to go to the range and, you know, shoot the, you know, AR-15s with the, you know, the switchies or whatever you want to call it, right? But you know, I like traditional ranges. I say ranges is for different things. Those is for fun. This is for simply training and getting yourself better. So, but one quick thing I want to do is want to go ahead and show you guys what my collection is. So I don't have many. I kind of just started really buying guns. I want to say this year. I think in this year alone, I've bought four guns. 4 guns. So I bought 4 guns this year. I think I've sold one, which I recently just sold. I actually sold my Taurus G3C. So I just sold that one. Not too bad of a gun. It was one willing to lose. So I actually want to replace that as my EDC. So that was my EDC for a long time, the Taurus GC3. And then I realized now as I got into other guns, I wanted, you know, threaded barrels. I want sight ready stuff like that. And you know, the G3C was one of the first ones I got, and it was like, you know, and it was my very first gun. So it's not like you know, I just got rid of my very first one. It was just one that I was like, I'm not using. I mean, I use it as my EDC, but I want something a little bit better, a little bit more accurate, a little less, you know, weight on there. And that was the biggest thing with that gun, is that it was, to me, it felt very top heavy, and you know, it was practical, right? Because obviously it's gonna do what it's intended to do. But I was just like, I'd rather have something a little bit better. So I have a new one coming. Stay tuned for that. It'll probably be here within about a month or so. So just give me a little bit of time and I'll get that worked out, and I'll do a nice unboxing video for you guys there. And I wanted to, you know, tell you guys a little bit about the process and how it actually is to buy guns online, but we'll save that for another video. So for now, I want to show you guys what I got in my collection here. So first and foremost, I've adapted to one new thing, and that is a gun case. So my dad was real big on, you know, oh man, when you get to travel, you get an LTC and everything like that, you're gonna see and experience a lot more. So that's essentially what I did. I got me an LTC. Actually just took the class maybe 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks, a little bit more, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I took the class, so I passed, and now I'm just waiting on the state to go ahead and give me my LTC, which is the license to carry for some of you that don't know. And yeah, so now that I got that, I got me a gun case that actually fits 5 pistols and about, I want to say 24 magazines total, all when you put everything together. But I try to leave the 2 sleeves out so I can put my headphones and stuff, because that's when I'm going to the range and everything. So, but it's a nice case. I got it off Amazon probably for about 60 bucks, I think. So it's really good, really good. But the first one I wanted to show y'all was probably the newest to the collection here, and that is this here. This is a PSA Dagger Full Size. This gun is really cool. It's really nice. I still have to break it in, so that's what I'm actually going to do today. I'm going to try to get some more break-in time with this one. I realized a couple things about this that I didn't necessarily realize after doing research, is that this one here It definitely recommends at least 100, I believe 124 grain and up when it comes to the 9mm ammo. That's what I'm going to try to shoot in here today. Just because I did have issues at the range. I was shooting the regular range and target bullets, Winchesters. They were 115 grain, and I had issues with the magazine, with the feeding issues. So basically, the bullets weren't ejecting. Well, the bullets would eject. Let me not say that. Bullets were ejected, but it wasn't feeding properly. So I don't know if that's a magazine thing or this, that, and the other, because a lot of these do take Glock mags, and I did buy me actual Glock magazines for this. So that was my whole thing with this one, was just trying to figure out that issue, right? Because it's a new gun, spent money on it, want to make sure it runs flawlessly, get through the break-in periods, everything all set in stone. So that one, that is why I wanted to make sure I get some time in on this one and make sure everything is flawless, or if not, I have to, you know, go ahead and send it back to PSA and see what they can do with it, or if what it could other be common issues. Now I do have the magazine that PSA actually did give me for this one. So the one they gave me seemed like it's a Magpul regular magazine, regular Magpul Glock magazine clone. So I wanted to test that one out just to make sure there's not an actual feeding issue, and that it's not the actual Glock magazines that I do have here, because I believe these ones go for the 19X. So we're gonna see about that, just to make sure. I mean, it does fit in there properly, obviously, and it does right. It did feed a couple rounds in there, but you never know. We're gonna figure that out today. But anyways, back to the gun here. So the reason I got this was because I liked it. The price was pretty fair. I wanted to get another pistol, preferably one to actually match my ARP. And when I went on PSA website, this was pretty good. Had solid reviews. I did a lot of research, and one thing about buying guns is that you always want to do research online before you go ahead and buy. That way you know it's either the right one for you, know what the common issues is, things of that nature. So did a lot of research on this, seen a lot of good reviews. I like that it came with RMR site ready. And I like the slide a lot too. I like these slots here into the actual slide. I like that it's threaded. Now, as I mentioned, like I said, my dad collects a lot more very rigorous than mine, and he has one of the guns that I tested and actually posted on the page. If you haven't seen that reel, it's the Beretta APX A1, and it was suppressed. After shooting that, I said I need to get a gun, threaded barrel, that can shoot suppressed. So this was the first one that I got. Obviously, I know there's a lot better guns out there for it, but for right now, this is the one that I wanted to go ahead and go with and get. So got this with the threaded barrel on there. Also added the Hollison sight. Now, I'm not sure if Hollison actually did this, but this is what was advertised. This sight here was the PSA Brown. When I actually bought this gun, they had this one for a good deal. Discount was actually $150 on PSA website. It's the Hollison 407C. Comes in the PSA Brown, so it seems like it's a limited colorway. So I was like, hey, gun is a little bit tan. I wanted to kind of keep that same color scheme with this one, and that's why I got this one. The tan sight here, it's a red dot sight. I just got that sighted it a little bit after my first time shooting this week with it, and I wanted to go back today so I can go ahead and try to make sure that it's sighted right. Was having some issues on the metal targets last time when I was shooting it, but if all thing goes well, sight is good. I'll just make my minor adjustments there. I'll be shooting paper today, so we can go ahead and lock that one in there, and you guys will get a chance to see that one there. But yes, not much to this. Like I said, it is a PSA. See here. Yeah, so nice gun, pretty fair. Nothing much to this. Just like I said, I like the design of it. I think it kind of started growing me a little bit design-wise because it's unique compared to my other ones. And like I said, I just want to see what PSA actually has to offer and what the brand has, and we go from there. I do have a flashlight coming for this. The flashlight actually matches a little bit more to the upper slide and probably closer to this brown of the Holliston, so making us access that brown to still fit in that color scheme of this being that desert tan color, which I'm excited to see. So that will go on there, and then we'll see how this all comes together. So that is the PSA Dagger Full Size. Now for my other one, which I've had a little bit longer than the PSA, is this here. Boom. Springfield XD Mod.3. So this here, I've had this for, honestly, because I didn't get this year. I had this for maybe 2 years now. Yeah, I want to say 2 years now. I got this at the Fort Worth Gun Show. That's where I got this. So I got this at the Fort Worth Gun Show last year. If you don't know, Texas, we love our guns, and we're very big on that. And we have a lot of gun shows here. So this I got at the Premier Gun Show. They do very great gun shows here in Texas, and I love them, and I always find great deals there. If you haven't been to a gun show, I highly recommend it. Look up in your local area, wherever any gun shows are. And that is one of the ones, because the gun shows have a lot there to offer. They have a lot of good deals. You can find prices on just about anything, any parts, anything you're looking for. If you look for those guys that want those FRTs and super safeties, I'm more of a super safety guy after installing one myself. All of that is there, fair pricing. And you meet some great people. You learn a lot about guns, a lot about just the community, and you know, everybody coming together and just kind of being in that environment. It's really good. So it's good for, you know, outreach, and for you to actually get to know what type of guns you like, where you feel is the best for you. So highly recommend that. But back to this. So this is probably one of my favorite ones, just because I had it the longest, so it grew on me a little bit longer, right? Not my very first one, of course. This was probably, I would say, it's not even my very first full size. So this was one of the ones I had a lot longer. I just recently added the Holliston sight on there. So I like it because it actually has that solar strip on there, and it got the shake wake in this one. I like that the black matches the gun, of course. It's pretty nice. I actually like it a lot. Now, for those who may not know, with these guns here, it's a pain to really find a lot of parts and stuff for them. I think it took me over maybe 3 months of research just to find this RMR plate that you have to add on there. So these come sight ready. You just have to buy a separate RMR plate for a specific type of sight that you want to add on there. And I got on Gun Broker. First I was looking through Springfield website, which they offer a lot of the plates and everything there, but they sold out the main two, obviously, that's the ones people get. So had to do a lot of research on finding the RMR plate for it, and miraculously I was able to find one on gunbroker.com, and I was able to match it up with this here, and I was glad because I got both of these in the same week, so it's like I didn't have to wait much time after. But yeah, so got the RMR plate, was able to put the sight on there. Looks good. I just dialed this in same time as I did with the PSA, just because it took a lot for me to figure out how this works. One thing with me, like I said, I'm not gonna say not very knowledgeable, because I am somewhat knowledgeable on guns, but I wasn't knowledgeable on the nature of actually zeroing out sights for pistols, right? Because I'm used to mostly doing it just for the ARs, but now I kind of understand the process of actually going to the range, zeroing these out. So did a little bit of what I could do at home here with my bore sight, and I just wanted to, so today I'm going to go ahead and test it out, just to make sure that this is dialed in right. So that's one of the things I will be testing, to make sure my pistol sights are good. So mostly gonna be shooting a little bit of pistol. I'm gonna shoot some ARs too. But yeah, so I got the extended mag on this here. Got this from gunmag.com, which, like I said, for this gun particularly, it's very hard to find parts for it. So for this one here, I was able to find parts on Gun Mag, and I got the 3 magazines needed. I wanted to make sure I got a minimum of 3 for each one, and I was able to get 3 of these, and I wanted to get the extended one. Now, granted, I'm not a big fan of extended mags, so I'm real big on, you know, if you're actually, I feel like extended mags is for if you're just going to the range just to have fun, right? Not necessarily practical in any everyday situation if it comes down to you having to, you know, utilize self-defense and stuff like that. Because if it is self-defense truly, you technically don't need the full magazine to really take someone out. And that's why you go get the practice in at the range. At least that's what I feel. That's how I believe. So this is fun, but I do like how this feels on here. I do like that it does fit the hand a lot better, you know, with it here. So that's why I like this magazine. It's fun. It has a lot with it. But yeah, this is Springfield Mod.3. Like I said, it's very difficult to get parts and everything on there and get the stuff that you need, but it does take a lot, actually. One of my sister's boyfriends, he just recently reached out to me actually for my setup here on this here because of how good it looks, how nice it feels, and for this gun to be the price that is listed at online, even I think it's around maybe the 380 mark for the price of this. It's actually really reliable, really durable, and will get the job done. So yeah, the only thing about it, it's kind of difficult to find parts and stuff like that for it. But this is my second baby here. So yeah, this is Springfield Mod.3. Like I said, it's a nice gun, does what it needs to do when it comes time. And we're gonna get some more shots up on this to make sure the sight is dialed in a bit. Now, next one isn't from my collection personally, but it is boom. It's here, this Canik. I believe this is a TP9 SF Elite. So this here is my girlfriend's gun. She had this for quite some time. Like I said, not really know much about Caniks. One thing I will say, I don't like that it's not sighted. I think that's important with a lot of guns, that they should be sighted. But like I said, this is hers. This is what's comfortable. This is her setup here. Try to clean it up and do as much as I can, but this shoots really good though. I will recommend say that. Times that I've shot it, it's spot on, straight, had no issues whatsoever. So I do like this one a lot. I know that a buddy of mine actually has I think like an Elite tactical version of this that comes with a lot more. Excited to try to shoot that one of these days, try to get out there with him. But for this one now, the standard, this is her EDC, and this is really good. So like it. I know a lot of people will say, you know, wow, she got a full-size gun. Yes, she does like a full-size weapon, just because, you know, the little ones don't do the job sometimes. But try to get her out to the range one of these days with you guys so I can get some content in here. But yeah, this is her Canik TP9. Pretty good, not bad. I've tried to get some personal videos here too as well. I think that's one of the main things that I want to try to do is get an independent video for each weapon, so that way you can get the fullness of it, really see and test it out. So this is hers here. We may shoot this one today. We gotta put this back in her stash. Yeah, pretty much right now that's all for the pistol. Like I said, I had a G3C, but I recently just sold that one, so I don't have that one no longer, and I'll be getting one to replace that. So y'all stay tuned for that big reveal, because this new one is gonna be real nice. It's probably gonna be one of the more expensive pistols that I bought, but it's definitely entering me in that range of, like, you know, yeah, you're getting up there in that mid-high tier, but it's quality. I think that's a lot of times when you get to that level, you start thinking more about quality. So those are my two pistols plus one of hers. And now we can get into it with the bigger items here. So yeah, now I want to show you guys the ARs. So the first one here that I'm going to show you guys, one of my favorites. It's called I call it Black Widow or Juliet. Not sure. I was thinking Black Widow or Juliet, but this here, if I can get it in frame, this is my AR. So this here is not my very first, but my second AR. It's a full-length AR rifle. and I treat it as such, just because it's not an ARP. So because of the barrel length is 16 inches, it makes it a full AR rifle. So can't do much to it, but this is the one that I do when I go get a lot of downrange shooting. Managed to put a bipod on there, so that's what you guys see here. Let me see if I can actually, there we go. So this here comes with a full scope. It has a vertical grip that I got, a Magpul one, and also has the bipods on there. I like the stands just because it helps me at the range, so I don't have to use the bags a lot. It has different angles too, so I can go straight, go this way, full front too, which I obviously don't see a reason for this, but you never know. And you can go back to make it nice and snug here. I want to change out a few things on this, so as I do upgrades to my guns now, I'm gonna go ahead and film it, and if I do any self ones, I'll go ahead and let you guys know. But as you can see, standard muzzle. I have put a suppressor on this. I do have a video of me shooting the suppress, which you can see in one of my reels later on this week. The suppressor that I put on that was really nice shooting it. A lot of gas. So starting as I mentioned, not that knowledgeable on a lot of things, but I do a lot of research to become more knowledgeable. And with this one particularly, I was able to see how important it is to have a adjustable gas block on my rifles, especially when shooting the suppressor, if I plan to get suppressors in the future, which I do plan to do. So definitely want to invest in one of those, and later down the line you'll see that'll actually happen. I'll be getting a adjustable gas block on this. Now the scope here, it's nothing special. It's simply a UUQ, so it's one of those Amazon ones. I know it's Amazon, but like I said, this is one of my first rifles, so I wanted to make sure I wasn't, you know, as I'm doing research now, I'm knowing what's the good brand, what's good to get, what's better. So I'm going to plan on upgrading this in the future, but for now, this does what it needs to do. It zeroes out, hits down range, spot on every time. We'll try to get a couple shots in another video with this one here, but yeah, so no complaints on this. Not looking to change this out anytime soon. It's not bothering me. I'll go ahead and upgrade later on. But I didn't even mention exactly what this is. So this is actually a DB15. So I've actually began liking the Diamondback brand a lot. This being my first DB15 that I got, fairly good price, around 600. It was awesome, man. It hasn't given me no issues. It's flawless. It shoots well. I feel like it's one of those, I don't want to say entry level rifles. It's more so it's a good advanced one or amateur one. Like, you know, rifles, you've done shooting already with one, and this one is a solid one to have. Rare, reliable, no issues whatsoever. And this is a big upgrade from my first one, which my very first one was actually a ATI Alpha Max, which nothing against their brand, but was not the greatest. So but yeah, this here is my DB15. It shoots 5.56, 223. For now, I typically I like to shoot 5.56 out of this because this one I'm only using downrange. It don't have no fun triggers on there, no, you know, no super safeties, FRTs, none of that. It doesn't have any of that on here. I want to keep this as rifle-y as possible, which is why I got that. So doing different things here and there. Like this, it got a Magpul grip and brace on there. Nice little flat brace here. I like this as well. It's like a quick release tab for it. And yeah, curved trigger, standard. Is only things I've done to this one upgraded. I made an ambidextrous charging handle on there. I've changed out the BCG in here, and I've also put in a H3 buffer just to help a little bit. But like I've noticed, as doing these smaller upgrades is going to help in the long run for when I do get the suppressor, which I'll go in the video on depth on how that process works with you guys. Because once I do get the suppressor, it's going to help this and make this a lot better. So yes, this is one of my first here. I'm planning on having this for quite some time because I love it. I mean, love it. You can't beat it. It's always good to have one long rifle when you got it in your inventory, and this was it. And this is what made me fall in love with the DB brand. I will say that. So they're always going to be one of my favorites, always one of my go-tos, and always one of my highly recommended brands if anybody's looking to get into rifles. So yeah, so this is my DB15 Black Beauty, or Juliet, still thinking of a name, but this is one of my long rifles. Now we get into one of my favorites. This is one of my good rifles, and also my fun gun. So this here is, as you know, another DB15. So like I said, after I got the first one, quickly fell in love with the brand, loved their way they manufacture the weapons and their guns and how reliable they are. So I went ahead and bought a 7-inch, I believe this is 7-inch. I bought a 7-inch DB15. This is an ARP because it is shorter than 16 inches in length for the barrel, and it can be held as if it were a pistol, right? So this DB here, one of my favorites. I love the color on this. I love the just the things that I've done to this to make this look nice. I love this sharp edge here. Those make it difficult to actually put a it makes it difficult to actually put a suppressor on here. I think one of the places I went to, they only shoot suppress there, and they tried to, and they kind of scratched it up a little bit. It kind of made me a little bit upset, but you know, it's my fault for not saying anything and not realizing it there. But yeah, so if I wanted to get one, I'll have to extend this out, but obviously there's other avenues and ways to kind of make it your own. So for now, this is going to shoot how it is, and this is one of the ones that actually has a little fun trigger on there. So not an FRT, this actually has a super safety. So if you look here, instead of a regular old switch to tell you fire and safe, this actually has 3 positions. So it's a button, simply push it all the way in and it goes all the way to the right. That makes it just semi, and then in the middle you hear it click. It's in the middle. In between both is the super safety mode, or force or reset mode, and that's typically what could be comparison to full auto. And then to the right is all the way to the left is safe. But this is real fun. Only shot it like that one time, just once. I do have a more cheaper, I guess, EO Tech on here. It's not as a clone as, I don't even know the brand, I don't even have nothing, but it's reliable, it works. Like I said, not trying to bake the brink on a lot of, wasn't trying to bake the brink on a lot of that stuff, but as I did my research, I realized why it's important to do so. So I got this EOTech clone because I like how it looks on the gun. I like how the EOTechs are. I know a lot of people talk about how bulky they are, but I think it sits well on there. And me, I with this one, like I said, I'm a Call of Duty fan, so I wanted to try to make it look as Call of Duty-esque as possible, and that's what I managed to do. So. And then I have this here, this from Strike Industries. This is a vertical foregrip. I like it. It's nice. It feels great on the hand. I can wrap my hand around, keep it like this, and keep it steady, and it works out well. So yeah, this is another DB15. I also changed out the charging handle on here. Changed out the charging handle, and I upgraded to a H2 buffer just to handle the recoil from the super safety installed. So. This doesn't have a ambidextrous charging handle, but this unique charging handle here from Strike Industries is very cool because it has an adjustable 2-way gas release port. So it can either come out these 2 sides back here, or I can have it release out to one direction or the other. So it's really cool. It's nice. I like what Strike Industries does. I'm actually looking to get there, hopefully if it can fit, to add their King Comp muzzle brake with their oppressor. So I'm just trying to see and make sure that it all fits, because I don't want to get it and it doesn't fit on there. Just because I think that would add a great look to the gun here. if anything, you know, just a better muzzle on there as well. Also have these ports here. So these is for when I put the strap on there, so that way it can kind of hang over my body like this. I just recently got that and added that on there, so just a nice little touch. I like to show this one off a little bit at the gun shows, just because this is one of my favorites. May not be top tier over, you know, Daniel Defense and all of that stuff, but this is a reliable gun. It's solid, and it's one that I'm proud of because it's one of my first full builds that I thoroughly enjoyed and that I did a lot of items to and adding stuff. So also got a flat trigger on there too, which was really good. I at first was a little skeptical about it because with the super safety, I like the curviness because it's a little bit more protected, but after adding that flat trigger, it definitely does its numbers as it should. So yeah, this is just my other AR, and pretty much that is it for most of my for all of my guns. If anything, like I said, I got some new stuff coming, and that stuff do come, I will do reviews and everything just so you guys can be able to see. But for the most part, that is just more so my gun collections. Nothing too major. Of course, you're always looking to grow and add to it, which as I get them, the more I get, the better it'll get, the more it'll grow, the more space I'll eventually need. But yeah, this is my gun collection. Lot to do here, a lot going on. I still have a lot of things I want to do to each and every one individually. And for me, I'm a firm believer on if you're looking to add, you know, why buy more guns when your other ones aren't maxed out? So always try to max out your guns that you do have before you try to go ahead and buy something just to replace that one, because then it just sets you back. So kind of what I'm focusing on now. Of course, I wanted to get a pistol to replace my EDC now that I sold the other one. And with what I'm working with now, I just want to make sure that I upgrade everything, get them all fully set, max them out, right? Make it to where it's fun and I don't have to do nothing else to it. And then we can go ahead and move from there, and then I go ahead and look into my next purchase. But yeah, so that's my gun collection. I'd like to thank you guys for being here, and if you guys have any questions, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and leave your comments down below. Let me know what you feel. Let me know any things you guys, tips, tricks, anything you can help me to. And like I said, there's going to be a video also today, and I'm going to try to drop both of these today, where me just going to the range, kind of shooting out everything. Don't want to try to make it to where it's like all in one, like, you know, oh, it's rifle and pistol. Like today it'd probably be rifle, pistol, it'd be clips. But I want to do one day where it's just me straight shooting rifles, shooting them suppressed, things like that. And then also, you know, a day where it's me pistols, just all pistol testing. So stay tuned for that, guys. Shout out, like I said, shout out to Big Less ENT. It's my dad's page. So like, comment, and subscribe to his page down below. He has really great content. And stay tuned, as we got a huge surprise. Me and him are doing a collaboration there. So stay tuned, huge surprise coming there. But yes, this is me. This is a little bit about me, just day in the life. So yeah, let's go ahead and get ready. Stay safe, stay fun, and all your